Hello people, so I wasn't expecting to make a review, but we got some steady progression in this episode when it comes to like the princesses meeting and I guess the preview, considering what we got. If it wasn't for those things, I probably wouldn't make this review, because considering the fact we did get a flashback, however, the way it was presented, we got a lot more progression. Last week we kind of got the same thing, but we didn't get a whole lot of substance other than Stelly and Sabo and the reveal that the Revolutionary Army are Mariejois. And we start off with on the Bondola, focusing on Shirahoshi in the outside world for the first time. They make their way up to the red line, to the land of Mariejois. And I said this before, I love how the anime is portraying the scenery for the first time of Mariejois, considering the fact this is the first in-depth look of the place. The whole Stelly just acting like the comic relief, like a nerd. He's freaked out by all of this, and you got Sabo tipping the helmet, like making it very discreet, but he's doing that too many times. So amused by all this, so they travel, looking to make their way to the Holy Land. They got some stairs to climb, and then when they get to the top of the stairs, they make their way to Mariejois itself. So that's how it works. They go up on a structure called the Travelator, which is pretty much like a conveyor belt to stop them from walking. However, there's something odd going on here, because you have Fukaboshi, who's pretty much like, because you see the forest, and this is what Shirahoshi wants to see. So he's like, oh, can we stop and maybe walk into the forest instead of traveling like this? But then it comes out, it turns out he got observation haki, because it seems like he's like, something's off here. And then we look below, underground, and we can see some slave labor going on, and they're the ones that move in this Travelator, this conveyor belt. So yeah, it's typical Mariejois gathering, and got a bunch of kingdoms offering their sons, the noble sons, to Shirahoshi. And it is kind of hilarious how Shirahoshi just brushed them off, so you're not my type, similar to how she did to Manga Decken. So that was kind of funny. And you got the brothers freaking out because they're nobles, so you can't really do that. And Shirahoshi saying, I can't lie to this, I'm not capable of lying, so we need to let them down gently. And it switches over to Vivi and Rebecca meeting for the first time, and I guess Vivi looking with Leo in hand, the Tontadas, so that's pretty cool. And she says Kado was able to spot Leo, considering how fast the Tontadas are, that's impressive. Leo said, I stopped myself because I overheard Luffy, because they're subordinates of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. So they decided to discuss, and this is where we get Rebecca meeting Vivi for the first time, which is a pretty cool moment, because they're both princesses from separate kingdoms that the Straw Hats have pretty much saved, specifically Luffy. Alabasta and obviously Dressrosa are very similar arcs, with Croco Boy and Doflamingo doing what the shady business they did. We got most of the flashback of what happened in Alabasta, which it only took a panel in the manga, but obviously it was most of the episode. But I guess it's reincarnated to what happened with Vivi in a connection with Luffy. And obviously she looks at her wrist, the cross on her wrist, it signifies her bonds with the Straw Hats. So I'm pretty sure they'll meet again. The same way Rebecca, thank God we didn't got a flashback to Dressrosa, because that was not needed. So that's pretty cool. And obviously Rebecca thinking about Luffy or Lucy, as she continues to put it. This is where Shirahoshi overhears this. Oh, did you mention Luffy? And this is where Vivi gets kind of cautious, because we can't let this out loud, especially in Mariejois, about knowing Monkey D. Luffy, because that could cause a wave of problems. But it's like nobody. It's like, oh no, you must have misheard. And it's like, no, it's fine. I know Luffy too. And this is where Rebecca and Vivi meet Shirahoshi. So this is where the three princesses meet for the first time. So the princess harem of Luffy is meeting for the first time. Shirahoshi says, I'm indebted to Luffy, and Vivi and Rebecca with a thumbs up saying, we are too. So that's kind of cool. A great moment. And again, I would not be making this review if it wasn't for that scene. Plus, the previous song, I've been skeptical of the flashback so far, but I'm willing to let that go, considering the preview and the way it looks. You got some sinister shadows in the preview, and you got Doflamingo and Impel Down. And I mentioned this in my previous anime review, how Doflamingo and the fact we saw Sengoku Fujitora, we know is in Mariejois alongside Green Ball, and we can confirm Suru is also with them, because they were escorting Doflamingo to Impel Down. So things are going down, and you saw the silhouette, so you know what that means, manga readers. I'm not going to spoil it for you who don't read the manga, but it's going to be hype. So finally, we've got something to sink our teeth into when it comes to the reverie. I don't know if we're going to have another flashback. I hope not. Looks pretty good. Promising for next week. Also, all I'll say was a pretty simple episode with a very cool moment with Vivi, Shirahoshi, and Rebecca meeting up for the first time. The bonds of Vivi and the Strats, and yes, it may be another flashback, but considering that how everything turned out, I thought it was a pretty entertaining episode. I won't lie. So those are my thoughts. Please tell me in the comments. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe channel for One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.